Hello, my friends. I am back with the final installment of my Best of 2023 series, where I am talking about my favorite candles that I tried out in 2023. I also, if you happen to miss it earlier this week, uploaded the worst candles of 2023. And of course, that video was meant all in good fun because, as we know, fragrance is very subjective. So if you'll notice, the other two brands that I talked about, which were Bath & Body Works and HOMEWORX, I only did a top 5. But for this video, I had to keep it at a top 10 because when I initially put together my list, there was like 16 and I was like, okay, that's too many candles to talk about. So I did narrow it down to 10 candles. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 Kringle candles from this year. Now, full disclosure here, as many of you who have been here with me for a while know, I am a Kringle candle brand ambassador. This video is not sponsored. There's no PR in this, but I do always like to be upfront about that. Now, if you've been with me, you know that it does not mean that I don't criticize Kringle or that you know, I give unfair praise to them either. I try to keep it balanced, but I always, number one, my allegiance is to providing you all with honest reviews of all of the candles that I burn, because I know that that's what I appreciate from some of my favorite content creators here on this platform. So, because I have 10 candles to talk about, we're gonna go ahead and dive right on in. I will have to insert pictures of a lot of these candles because some of them I do still have currently in my collection, but quite a few of them I don't anymore. And so I might not be able to tell you all of the fragrance notes. If these candles are still currently in stock, they will be listed down below. Well, actually, I'll list all of the candles, but you can go ahead and head over to the Kringle website and look to see if those candles are in stock to look up the specific scent notes. But I will just tell you what I remember smelling, you know, from my own scent memories. And also, if you are interested in purchasing any candles, I do have an affiliate discount code with them. It is Katie15. It saves you 15% off of your orders. I don't believe that 15% can be combined with like really good sales, which I don't have any insider information, but I do anticipate that they will probably run an after Christmas sale, as most retailers do. You can try putting the code in there, but I'm always going to tell you, if you can get a savings of more than 15%, definitely just go with whatever sale is going on. All right, let's not waste any more time on the introduction. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so these are not ranked in any particular order, just like my other two videos. This is just top 10. I could not narrow it down to like a number one favorite of the year. So coming in, the first candle that I am going to talk about is from the spring lineup. And I was so excited because I can't remember if it was spring. I think it was the spring collection that they started putting the country lineup in 100% soy wax. And one of the candles from that country lineup, 100% soy wax, that I just loved this year, and it really caught me by surprise, was Coconut and Blueberry Tarte. Now this candle, it's funny, for the name of it, Coconut and Blueberry, it was very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a berry candle, but it was very tart. You know, like it says a tart there. It reminded me, I remembered on Cold Sniff when I initially smelled it, the tartness of it reminded me of like old school Bath & Body Works Sun Ripened Raspberry. You know, that like really, that note that just like hits you like, ooh, woo, the zinger note in it. That's what that reminded me of. However, it wasn't raspberry necessarily that I was smelling. I did smell a little bit of that coconut and blueberry, tiny bit of like a pastry note that would come out in there. But I absolutely loved that fragrance for the summertime. I really enjoyed burning it like in the month of May. If you are new to my channel, I tend to be a very seasonal burner, and sometimes I even break that down into like certain months of the year. I like to break it down. So if I tell you like this was the month that I really enjoyed burning it, it's just how my brain works. But Coconut and Blueberry Tarte was really nice for me. It was strong. Yeah, it was definitely a winner for me. Another fragrance that I really enjoyed coming out of that spring and summer collection was Sea Breeze. Now this was kind of like, I wouldn't even say that this was a particularly unique fragrance, but it was definitely like one of those coconut beachy type of fragrances without it being overly floral. You know, sometimes when people put out a beachy fragrance, it can be, they can put some gardenia or some jasmine, which I'm not against those floral notes, but sometimes I just want like coconut vibe, and like being on a beach, it reminded me very much of just a pleasant, not going to hit you over the head, but very, very nice, fresh coconut fragrance. It wasn't like the meat of coconut, it just, there was like a saltwater air vibe to it. It was a really, really nice fragrance. It is one that I'm actually kind of kicking myself. I kept waiting and thinking like, oh, I'll pick it up in a 3-wick. I'll pick it up in a 3-wick. And now the 3-wick is sold out. I don't know. Maybe if they put on another 2-wick, was it sold out in 2-wick? I don't know. I feel like that fragrance is pretty much sold out on the Kringle website, but I am hoping that it is one that they might reformulate. There has been some chatter about them possibly coming out with a 4-wick candle in 2024, and I hope that that is one of the fragrances that they choose to do that with. All right, a reserve line candle that I really kind of went out of my wheelhouse on, and I am so glad that I did. It is sold out right now. I don't know if they will bring it back, but it is the reserve line candle Dalgona. Now, I don't even know what Dalgona is because I'm not really, I'm assuming it's some type of coffee drink just based off of the picture on the label. But that fragrance, I actually still have some of it in my closet. I love burning that candle in the morning alongside like Bath & Body Works coffee and whiskey. There's a spoiler alert. You might want to go watch my favorite Bath & Body Works candles after this one. I like burning it alongside that one. I liked burning it alongside Sinful, another reserve lineup candle. There is like, it's not an overly heavy coffee note in there. There's like a vanilla, slight little bit of chocolate in the background, but it's not as chocolatey or as like a deep chocolate as say the candle Sinful is. It's just a really nice, there's kind of a foamy aspect to it, slightly lactonic without it being sour. I really, really like that fragrance. If you are somebody who likes coffee scents, but you don't want like, say Paris Cafe, you don't want a heavy, heavy espresso note, that would be a candle for you. There's a creaminess to it. I absolutely love it. It's one that, like I said, I really enjoy burning in the mornings because it gives me just cozy, cold mornings, but sitting around just enjoying like coffee cake or something like that. There's no like cinnamon spice in it, but it's just a lovely, lovely fragrance. All right, here's one that is kind of funny for me. When I looked at the candles that I purchased over the year on Kringle, that's a little bit easier for me to do because I purchase all of them online. I was actually really surprised that I included this candle in here, but I remembered really, really liking this candle. And at the time, I was surprised by how much I liked it because it was part of the Easter collection, and there were 3 candles in that Easter collection. They were released in a 3-wick lineup. And I told myself, it was funny, I initially thought the other 2 candles, which I did enjoy, were going to be my favorites, but this one ended up being my favorite, and it was Jelly Beans. I don't typically think of myself as somebody who likes like overly fruity, candied type of fragrances, but let me tell you, that fragrance was beautiful. It was like a candied berry, but it was not cloyingly sweet. It was very, very strong in my house. Like it was a 9. That baby was almost filling up my entire house, which is a single story 1,800 square foot home. So it's not a huge home, but it did its thing, that's for sure, in this house. So I was really surprised that it made this list, but when I was looking at the candles that really stood out to me this year, that was definitely one of them. I really, really hope that they bring that fragrance back, either for the Easter collection or maybe they incorporate that as a spring or summer lineup because I really liked that one. Another candle that was released in their 3-wick format, which I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I really love the Kringle 3-wick format because I find that, especially for me being a candle reviewer, somebody who has a lot of candles in my collection, and I derive a lot of satisfaction, obviously out of burning and enjoying my home fragrance, but I also like to be able to finish them up in a I want what I would call a timely manner. I only have so much space, so I like the three wicks because I can burn through them a little bit quicker, and they also seem to fit into a lot of my hurricanes, or if I have some holders from Bath and Body Works, they fit in that size. If you are unfamiliar with Kringle, or maybe you're a little bit newer to the brand, their 3-wick size candles are the exact same size as Bath and Body Works candles, so that gives you some reference there. All right, so a candle that was released in that 3-wick lineup was Ocean Tide. Now, I do believe that that was a repackage of, was it Paradise Breeze or something like that? I'll make a note of that somewhere on this video if it was. But I remember that fragrance had like banana and coconut fragrance in it, and I loved burning that candle. In fact, probably I would say my favorite summertime fragrance pairing together was the Ocean Tide along with that Sea Breeze candle, because the two of them complemented each other so well. I do tend to, in the summertime, gravitate towards banana or coconut fragrances. If you caught my worst video, or my worst candles video, you guys, this is the 4th video that I have sat down to film today because I am batch filming. My kids are on Christmas break, or they're getting ready to be on Christmas break, and so I'm trying to just squeeze it all in before they're all home and the crazy fun ensues. Anyways, getting my words all twisted around here. Where was I going? Oh, if you happen to catch my worst candles of 2023 video that I uploaded earlier this week, then you will see that there was another candle that had some banana notes in there that I thought I was going to love, and it just was not for me. So, yeah, it just goes to show you that sometimes reading the notes, you think you're gonna like something, but I don't know. But thankfully in this situation, it did work out for me. And that is a candle that I feel like if I see it go in an after Christmas sale, I will probably pick some more of them up, because I do become a little bit worried that like it won't come back. All right, another candle that nobody is going to be surprised to see ranked here. This was from the fall lineup, Bourbon Bonfire. Now, if you've been with me for a while, forgive me, I'm going to repeat this story. So when Kringle Candle released their fall lineup, it was in early July, because that's kind of how the candle brands work. They are always kind of a season ahead of the season, you know, with their releases. And I ordered that lineup in early July. Well, what ended up happening, I live in Arizona. So in early July, we were having like a 2.5, 3-week spell where we were having like 115 to 120 degree temperatures in Phoenix. It was insane. Well, UPS is who Kringle uses to ship a lot of their products, and y'all know those brown trucks are not air conditioned, and so you can imagine the state that my candles arrived to me in. Thankfully, Kringle has wonderful customer service, and they refunded me the money for that order. But my initial large jar of Bourbon Bonfire came to me completely melted. However, I loved the fragrance so much that I went ahead and ordered, I think I now have 3 of the Bourbon Bonfire in the 3-wick format. It has this beautiful chevron design on the outside. I really love the teal color with it. The labels on it were really pretty in the standard 2-wick tumbler as well. Anyways, that fragrance was perfection. It was, you get some of a sweet rum and whiskey type of fragrance. You get some of the smokiness of a bonfire. My husband says that if he could get that fragrance in a cologne, he would wear it all the time. And then good thing to know, what I ended up doing with that large tumbler that ended up coming to me melted, my son had a little project to do back in early November, kind of like a little school business project, and he made fire starters with some pine cones. We just dipped it in that wax, and let me tell you, those things sold so quickly, and everybody was asking, what is this fragrance? I love the smell. So it was Bourbon Bonfire. It is just if you like slightly sweet, boozy fragrances, it's not as boozy as HOMEWORX's Black Tie is probably the booziest fragrance that I own. This is more like a whiskey rum type of fragrance, along with that firewood note in the background. Oh, it's just absolute perfection. I think it's a great candle that you can burn year round, in the evening time. I definitely plan on burning it still as we are in these winter months, but yeah, I could just go on and on. I love that fragrance. All right, another candle that I was really surprised I enjoyed as much as I did, because spoiler alert, I learned about myself this year that I really don't care for fragrances that are specifically marketed for Halloween. There were a few from HOMEWORX that I did well with. I tried some of the Kringle ones. They just weren't really my favorites. But this one candle, which again was part of their 3-wick lineup in their Halloween collection, I really enjoyed. And that candle is Pumpkin Smash. So that candle to me was like a creamy white pumpkin type of fragrance. There was some spice in there. It was a very creamy pumpkin fragrance, and I absolutely loved it. It threw very well in my home. It was strong but not headache inducing. I did not pick up more of them when they went on, were they on clearance? They were on a pretty good sale after Halloween. And that, you guys, for me is just simply because like I always have to balance between buying backups of products that I really like, but also not spending all of my candle money on backups, because I do have to allocate enough funds to be able to try new things for all of you. But had I not, I would say like, had I not had this channel and I had a little bit more to allocate towards backups, that's definitely a candle that I wish I would have picked up backups of. I do hope that that candle makes a return. I would even be okay with that being in like the fall lineup, like their regular lineup, because that candle was a beautiful fragrance. All right, and then the final 3 candles that I'm going to talk about, while we're talking about pumpkin fragrances, again, another one you won't be surprised to hear me reference, Great Pumpkin. Now, this was from the Reserve lineup, and I've heard some people say like, oh, this wasn't like anything out of the ordinary for a pumpkin scent. To some degree, I understand where they're coming from with that. It is definitely, in my opinion, I would call it perfect pumpkin, because it has like a toffee note underneath it. There's a vanilla in there, but it's not necessarily like a creamy pumpkin scent like the Smash Pumpkins ones. There's definitely a creaminess to that. This was just like the most perfect pumpkin scent that you could pair with anything. And I think that's why I liked it so much, is because it was versatile. Yes, I could burn it on its own and thoroughly enjoy it, but I could also pair it with a variety of other fall fragrances, and it just enhanced the pumpkin notes in some of the other candles that I really enjoyed. So I actually do have 2 backups of that in my closet. I'm really glad that I snatched those up, because that is a candle that is currently out of stock. I hope that they bring it back next fall, because that one was a really nice fragrance. Another candle that was new to me this year, one that I missed out on in 2022 when it was released, and I heard all of my friends here on YouTube raving about it, and I was like, if that candle comes back, I am getting it. Well, sure enough, it not only made its way back in the Mercury lineup, but it did also make its way into the Country Candle lineup, and the candle that I am referring to is Wishing for Christmas. Now, that is a candle that I am actually currently burning right now. It is part of a fragrance combination that just screams Christmas to me. It is essentially sugar cookies and pine tree. I really, really enjoy pairing that candle with, what is it? Kringle cookies. It's a mouthful when you say Kringle Candle, Kringle cookies. Talk about alliteration right there. That I really enjoy pairing those together for a long lasting, it almost smells like you have cookies or cake in the oven, but you also have that pine scent in the background. And I also really enjoy pairing that with Yankee Candle's Home for the Holidays. But on its own, it's a beautiful fragrance as well. It is another one that at the time that I am filming this video, that candle is currently 30% off in the Mercury jar. So if you are interested in picking up some backups, which I kind of am, I might go back and get some more. That is one of my favorite Christmas fragrances. And finally, the last spot belongs to another candle in the Mercury lineup, which as of the last time I checked, it was sold out. However, there is a but there. Now, the candle that I am talking about is Fireplace. So yes, you probably are picking up on that I divert a little bit from some of my other fellow content creators in that I happen to like a lot of hearth type of fragrances. I wouldn't necessarily say smoky fragrances, but I'm your girl who likes winter fireside. I like By the Fireplace. I like Bourbon Bonfire. I like Marshmallow Fireside. I like Fireplace. I like these kind of smoky, embery type of fragrances, and Fireplace hits the spot for me. I actually purchased one of these when Kringle gave us, Kringle does give their ambassadors early access sometimes, not to every collection, but sometimes they give us early access at a little bit of a discount to purchase the candles. And so this was one that I was like, okay, I think I like the notes in there. There is some amber, and there's like a warm amber, there's a warm ember accord in there. There's a little bit of spice. It is a beautiful fragrance. It pairs really nicely with Kringle's holiday fragrance, which is, I tried that fragrance in 2022, so that's why it's not in this lineup, but I absolutely love that candle. I'm going all over the place here, but Fireplace is, it's warm, it's cozy, it's, again, another fragrance that I think is a beautiful nighttime fragrance year-round if you wanted to burn that, but it's particularly nice here in the wintertime. It's versatile. You can pair it with a tree fragrance. You can pair it with, like I said, holiday. You can be cooking in your kitchen and it'll still give your home a warm vibe. I really like it. So why am I going on and on about this one if it's sold out? Well, here's where the but comes in. There is a new Reserve line candle called Smoke and Mirrors. And if you look at the fragrance notes listed on Smoke and Mirrors, they are the exact same notes that were listed on Fireplace. So I haven't received any kind of confirmation if they are the exact same fragrance, but the fragrance notes listed are the exact same. So if you are interested in that candle, that would be where you could pick it up. And like I said, I have a discount code with Kringle, Katie15. The Reserve line candles pretty much never go on sale. So if you want to use a discount code, if you want to get a little bit of a discount, I do have a code for that. So that is it. Those are my top 10 fragrances for Kringle for 2023. These, again, were fragrances that were new to me in 2023. And yeah, I just absolutely love them. I'm really excited to see what all of these brands that I've been talking about over the last few days are coming up with in 2024. Like I said, I'm hearing some rumblings that there's some new packaging, maybe different wick designs, or not wick designs, but like some 4-wicks coming out. Maybe some more 3-wick candles becoming available. So I am really excited to see what all of them have coming up here in 2024. So I hope these videos over the last few days helped you out. Like I said, the reason I wanted to get these all up this weekend was because I'm pretty sure that I don't have any insider information. I'm just going off of my knowledge of watching sales. I'm pretty sure that there will probably be some post-Christmas sales going on. And I just wanted to share with you what my favorite candles were in case we have similar taste and you are looking to pick up some items possibly on sale. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that over the next 2 weeks, my content might be a little bit more sporadic because my family is home for Christmas. I do like to enjoy that time with them. I make it sound like they're gone all the time. They're not. My husband is taking time off of work and my kids are obviously home from school. And so it makes it a little bit harder for me to film because I typically film out in my living room. I may attempt doing some filming in my bedroom. The formatting might look a little bit different than I typically do, but I don't know. Every once in a while, we've just got to roll with the punches, right? And that's what we're going to do. Also, if I don't happen to upload anything, just know that it's probably because I'm enjoying that time with family and friends, as I hope that you guys do as we head into the Christmas holiday. I wish you a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Whether or not you celebrate, I wish you the brightest blessings in whatever you are doing this time of year. Always good health and happiness and joy. But let me see, is there anything else I wanted to say? Oh, I guess subscribe if you're new to my channel. Obviously, my name is Katie, as my channel would imply. I talk about mainly home fragrance here on my channel. I like to sprinkle in a little bit of beauty here and there, but my channel has morphed more into a home fragrance content type of channel. So if that is something that appeals to you, please make sure you hit that subscribe button before you get on out of here. Thumbs up if you found this video helpful or you enjoyed it. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. Until my next video, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.